Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz Interview Series with jazz composer, arranger, copyist, and saxophonist Joe Herbst. We caught up with him in mid-January 2021 to discuss his latest 2021 CD, This Is Our Environment, and his life in jazz. He uses music as a medium for storytelling, often as a part of collaborative projects, in order to push to see the world in different ways while strengthening his sense of community overall. He's very adept in a variety of styles, but his music signature is shaped by his years at Michigan State University. He talks about this and so much more. Enjoy.
Let's start off here real quick with your brand new CD, This Is Our Environment. Very interesting project, the artwork, the entire flow of the album. Talk to me a little bit about how this project came about.
Yeah, so it started when I was still in school at Michigan State University, and about halfway through my time there, I started getting involved in environmental work. I joined some student groups and community groups just to get involved on campus and in the Lansing community to see what I can do to protect the environment. And at the same time, I started wanting to get more into writing my own music. It was something I wanted to do, and I did a little. And then I just suddenly jumped into it. And for a while I've been thinking about, okay, how can I bridge these two together? Because for a while they were just separate worlds for me. So with this project, I wanted to explore environmental themes, and that soon developed into environmental justice themes with this band. And the justice part came in because what I noticed is a lot of people that I was around, when we would think about the environment, we would just think nature, like wildlife. When people talked about climate change, they would tended to point towards polar bears. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the environment interacts with so much more than just animals. We're part of the environment. The environment's everything that's around us, and it affects people in different ways, so it's really hard for me. I started realizing it's hard to separate the environment and justice issues. So I used the music from this album when I was writing as a way to explore that, both for myself and then to create an event around it that we did during my last semester at Michigan State, with that being the goal, to kind of expand how a lot of us see the environment. We did that concert, we graduated, and a year later we came back together. I edited the music, got some spoken word artists on board, and we went on tour and recorded it. And that's how it came into being.
You know, it's coming out during a very strange time on the planet with the pandemic. Did you have any reservations about that part of it?
Not really, because my view of 2020, which seems to have carried over into the start of 2021, the pandemic, I guess we couldn't have predicted, but nothing that has happened that has really surprised me. The pandemic is just a different thing that came out, but all of the issues we're seeing have a long history in this country. So in that sense, any time would be a good time to release it. So releasing it 2 days after the inauguration is interesting, but I didn't really think about that much. Yeah,
totally. So talk to me a little bit about how you got involved with music, your childhood, where you were born and raised. How did it all begin for you?
Yeah, so definitely thanks to my parents. I'm from Easley, South Carolina, and my mom plays flute. My dad's not very musical, but they encouraged me to take piano lessons, I think starting in 3rd grade, which I did and I liked, and then I joined band in middle school. I actually wanted to play trumpet, but my mom said I should play saxophone. So apparently I listened to her, and I don't regret it. So I got into saxophone in middle school, and for some reason, I forget how this happened. Maybe it was piano. I was deeply into classical music. That's pretty much all I listened to. Then my mom encouraged me to play jazz, so I joined jazz band in 7th grade. And started getting into jazz from there. And I kind of stuck with just jazz and classical in terms of what I listened to, what I internalized, and what I played. Through middle school and through high school, I studied classical saxophone in college for a few years alongside jazz. And then gradually through that, I started being less stubborn about what music I listened to and started listening to other types of music, prog rock, funk, soul, which really expanded my musical vision, so to say. And I'm glad that did, because there's so much music out there to explore.
So what do you like the best about being a musician?
I just love creating. Like, I can't imagine not creating. And that I feel like that's what really drives me in any of my work is having a creative aspect. Because of that, I love being around other creative people, and through music, especially through jazz. I think we meet so many of them. Less now when things are closed. I'm not really playing many gigs. But like being able to just go out and meet a bunch of brand new creative people, I just absolutely love that.
You know, we're going to get to the point where we get back to live music, and when we do, what do you hope both the musician and the audience realizes about this time away from music?
I hope they realize just like how valuable and how important music is, and more broadly the art. And I hope we start to value even more like the communal aspect around music. Because that's something I love. I lived in Asheville for a while after graduating, and I just love that communal aspect around music. And like for me, that's something I'm going to embrace even more when things go back to normal. And I hope that plenty of us try to do the same.
So everyone has a perception of you, your family, your friends, your fans, but you're living your life. Who do you think you are?
That's a great question. I think about this a lot because it's something I explore in my music, but it's not something I like speak aloud that much. I think first and foremost, I try to be honest, an honest person. I used to be a very positive person, but in an unhealthy way where I would push away other emotions I felt, and I think through that I also closed off the door for allowing those around me to feel and express the full spectrum of emotions. So something I really strive for now is to be honest and create good, honest relationships where we can feel okay feeling what we do and expressing ourselves, and also like saying what I mean or saying what I want to say rather than bottling it up. To again like create those good, wholesome relationships. I see myself as passionate for sure. When I commit to something, I commit all the way. And when I like something, I really love it and really get into it. Yeah, those are like two of the big things that I see in myself and continue to strive to work on.
Right on, man. Hey, thank you for opening up about the new album and about your life and music. Good luck with everything and the return to stage.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another Neon Jazz interview. We give you a bit of insight into the finest players in Michigan, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Joe for his time, music, and story. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino in the iTunes Store. Visit neonjazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.